Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video we will be looking at AQA AS Psychology 2023 Paper 1 Example Answers for Psychopathology, which you need to know for AQA A-Level Psychology. I hope you enjoy this video and find it helpful. Let's get started. Please note that these answers have been produced with knowledge of the mark scheme but have not been approved by the mark scheme themselves. There are 3 assessment objectives, AOs, in psychology. In this video they are color-coded. AO1 Knowledge, purple. AO2 Application, blue. AO3 Evaluation, red and green. In AS there are 12 mark questions, instead of 16 mark questions. For the purpose of this video and to avoid confusion for A-Level, the 12 mark questions have been turned into 16 mark questions. Question 1. Which of the following is not a cognitive characteristic of phobias? Shade 1 box only. 1 mark. A. Distorted perceptions. B. Irrational beliefs. C. Selective attention. D. Severe anxiety. D. Severe anxiety. A psychologist constructed a questionnaire which was designed to measure and define abnormality. Figure 1 shows part of the questionnaire. Figure 1. Which of these statements do you agree with? A. I find it hard to maintain eye contact with another person when in conversation. B. I often feel extremely distressed. C. I regularly skip meals and do not wash myself. Question 2. Referring to the statements in Figure 1 above, briefly outline 2 definitions of abnormality. 4 marks. Deviation from social norms is defined as abnormal behavior that goes against or contravenes laws, unwritten rules, or expectations in a given society, culture, or situation. Therefore, any behavior that does not conform to accepted or expected standards is abnormal. Failure to maintain eye contact, not washing yourself and skipping meals all deviate from social norms. Failure to function adequately is defined as abnormal behavior that causes personal distress or distress to others and anguish or inability to cope and deal with the demands of everyday life and living. Failure to maintain eye contact could be an example of no longer conforming to interpersonal rules, which is one way someone can fail to function adequately, and experiencing severe distress would prevent someone from coping, so would be failing to function adequately, as well as not washing yourself and skipping meals could be an example of an individual not coping. Question 3. Briefly evaluate one definition of abnormality, 3 marks. A limitation of failure to function adequately as a definition of abnormality is that it may be a normal reaction to a traumatic event, such as bereavement or grief. In these situations, individuals may experience significant emotional distress and a temporary inability to function in their daily lives, which is a natural response to loss. This definition might label such reactions as abnormal, potentially leading to unnecessary concern or intervention when, in fact, these responses are part of the human experience. It fails to distinguish between a transient reaction to a specific event and a more chronic mental health issue. This is a limitation because it suggests that the criteria for defining abnormality may overlook the complexities of human behavior and emotional responses. By labeling certain reactions as inadequate, it fails to account for the context in which these behaviors occur, such as in response to significant life events. This can lead to misinterpretations of an individual's mental health status and may not consider that temporary dysfunction can be a normal part of coping with trauma or loss. Consequently, it risks pathologisting natural human experiences, which could hinder appropriate support and understanding. Question 4. The psychologist completed her research and submitted it to be peer-reviewed. Briefly explain 2 reasons why conducting a peer review might improve psychological research. 4 marks. Conducting a peer review might improve psychological research as it ensures the credibility of research, which is crucial for maintaining the reputation of institutions. When research undergoes rigorous evaluation by experts in the field, It helps identify studies that are worthwhile and deserving of funding. This process safeguards the integrity of the research community and secures future funding opportunities, as successful peer-reviewed projects can demonstrate their value and impact. Conducting a peer review might improve psychological research as it allows for suggestions of possible improvements or amendments to research studies, which significantly enhances the quality of published reports. Peer reviewers can recommend amendments or further control and extension work that authors may not have considered, ensuring that the written investigation meets high standards, which increases the probability of identifying weaknesses or errors in the research, as authors and researchers often struggle to remain objective about their own work. Question 5. Describe one biological explanation for obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD. 4 marks. The genetic explanation of OCD suggests that OCD is a genetically inherited predisposition and vulnerability that it passed down from generation to generation through particular and specific genes. SERT and COMT genes have been found to appear mutated in individuals with OCD. SERT, serotonin transporter, gene regulates serotonin levels in the brain. A mutation causes an increase in transporter proteins at a neuron's membrane, leading to an increase in the reuptake of serotonin in the neuron, which decreases the level of serotonin in the synapse and causes mood irregulation and problems with emotional processing. Variations in this gene, such as the 5-HTTLPR polymorphism, have been linked to an increased risk of OCD. COMT, catechol-O-methyltransferase, gene regulates the function of dopamine. A mutation causes a decrease in COMT activity and can affect the breakdown of dopamine, which may influence various cognitive and emotional processes. Specifically, the Val158-MET polymorphism variant has been associated with differences in executive function and susceptibility OCD. Question 6. Describe and evaluate cognitive behavior therapy, CBT, as a treatment for depression. 8 marks. Ellis Rational Emotive Behavior Therapy, REBT, introduced CBT and expanded his ABC model of depression to the ABCDEF model, including dispute, effect, and feelings. The therapist disputes irrational beliefs with effective ones, using logical, empirical, or pragmatic disputing techniques. The treatment is usually short, between 16 and 20 sessions, with techniques like challenging irrational thoughts and behavioral activation. Challenging automatic negative thoughts helps patients link thinking to emotions and record emotionally arousing events. They challenge negative thoughts with more positive ones, questioning logic, evidence, and pragmatism. This objective thinking replaces dysfunctional thoughts with constructive ones, improving emotional state. Behavioral activation links activity to positive rewards, helping alleviate depressive symptoms. Depressed people often withdraw from pleasurable activities. The therapist helps patients identify enjoyable activities and challenge negative thoughts to encourage activity. Shame-attacking exercises intentionally provoke shame in a controlled way, allowing people to challenge and change negative thoughts associated with those feelings. Beck's, 1967, Cognitive Behavior Therapy, CBT, helps patients identify irrational and negative thoughts using Beck's negative triad. The therapy involves the patient as scientist concept, where patients actively manage their health and mental well-being. They collect data about their experiences, symptoms, and treatment responses, similar to scientists collecting and analyzing data. Patients also generate hypotheses to test their irrational thoughts. This scientific mindset empowers patients, leading to greater self-awareness and effective coping strategies. Thought catching helps individuals become aware of automatic thoughts and beliefs. Patients identify situations, emotions, or reactions that trigger negative thoughts and record them in a diary. Cognitive reconstruction challenges the accuracy and rationality of these negative thoughts, encouraging patients to evaluate their basis on facts and evidence. They may create a for and against list for a more objective view. Reframing and replacing negative thoughts with balanced or positive ones doesn't ignore the problem but offers a different perspective. Finally, Patients reflect on how the new thought affects their feelings and behaviors compared to the original negative thought. The patient may be assigned homework tasks related to their identities, such as tracking feelings, practicing skills, or engaging in specific activities. For instance, an anxious person might be asked to meet a friend for a drink. Positive and negative thoughts and beliefs are reinforced to encourage healthier cognitive patterns. Positive reinforcement comes from feeling happy and proud, while negative reinforcement comes from reducing anxiety or distress. A strength of cognitive treatments of depression is that they aim to treat the root cause of depression. Unlike drug treatments, which only mask the symptoms of the disorder and are usually only effective as long as the patient continues to take the medication, cognitive treatments are psychological in nature and address the underlying cognitive distortions. Cognitive treatments, therefore, take a more curative and holistic approach, which helps alleviate the symptoms and promotes resilience against future episodes of depression with its expected longer benefits and lower relapse rates, e.g. Evans et al., 2005. This is a strength because it suggests that cognitive treatments can lead to long-lasting change by equipping individuals with the tools to challenge and modify their negative thought patterns. This empowers them to take an active role in their recovery, fostering greater resilience and reducing the likelihood of relapse in the future. A limitation of cognitive treatments of depression is that they are invasive and time-consuming. CBT requires multiple sessions with a trained therapist, which can be incredibly costly, and sometimes this is unaffordable time and cost-wise, making it inappropriate. Drug therapies are cheaper and the patient only has to remember to take the drugs without sharing their intimate feelings of insecurity to a stranger, the therapist, and for this reason, CBT may be inappropriate for patients who are severely withdrawn and already struggling to engage with others. Such patients may feel overwhelmed and disappointed, which may strengthen their depressive symptoms rather than reduce them, making it ineffective and inappropriate in some cases. This is a limitation because it suggests that cognitive treatments may not be suitable for everyone due to the demands they place on the patient. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more content like this. Bye.